And what can you do or be different to be closer to what you call dreams? What can you do or be that will pull into your life the realization, the actualization of what you have only been dreaming of? Um, my name is Jefferson. I am an Access Consciousness CFMW, which means I am very very smart on what I do. It's a joke. It's a certification, right? Look it up if you would like to know what I mean, or send me a direct message. What does CFMW means, Jefferson? And I'm here today to talk about using access consciousness tools to make things happen in your life and also to boost your mood, considering that is one of the elements that makes it much easier for the universe to deliver to you what you are asking for. How does it get any better than that? Even if you would get nothing but a greater mood from this live, would you have it? Would you be willing to have it? And what else is possible now? Okay, so before I start telling you the tools and some questions that can make that happen very quickly, sometimes, most of the times I would say, I would like to tell you a history about the younger me, the 8-year-old Jefferson that had a dream. Oh boy, I had a dream. How many of you had crazy dreams when you were kids? And the target of my life when I was like 8 years old was very specific and very huge. I was willing to. I had a plan. I had it like actually I draw pictures of that and I put numbers in there. I will tell you. My plan was to win the lottery, and then with the money I would build real life Pokemon, but as robots. So I would pay people to develop the technology that I could have a real Pokemon, but in a robot way. So it would be a robot that represents the Pokemon. And then I would draw the Pokemons. I would make the measuring of their size, of each Pokemon size, to know what size would be the robot when I would send them to be built. And the biggest challenge I had was what technology I would have to find out for to make the robots that were big to fit to the small Pokeballs. So have you watched Pokemon? It was an animation, and let me see if I can show you something. Pokemon and Pokeball. And I was really thinking of that. I had every day, every week, not every day, but every week, and I was drawing. I had my cousin asking me questions about that, like why did they think of those things, and it was very fun. It was very fun to play with that. Okay, so let me show you a Pokemon, and then we will go ahead with this these tools where do I change the camera here? So Pokemons are these cute creatures, and this is Ash Questions, the main character. He has a Pikachu. You must have heard of Pikachu, which is a Pokemon. And this is Charizard. I draw Charizard, and I assumed his size would be of the size of a door. And I asked my mother how big a door was, so I could note the size of it. And then it has these Pokeballs here. It had these Pokeballs here, and then he captures the Pokemon and put it inside of the Pokeball. When he wants to release him, he throws it back outside of the Pokeball, and then he can play with it. And so I was thinking, oh, like how will I make a robot to fit into this small sized ball? I didn't find the technology for that so far. So if you have an idea, okay. And why am I telling this history? Because look, when I had this imaginations when I was a kid, I would tell it to people. I told it my cousin, I told it my mother, I told it my father, and to some extent, my parents would encourage me. My cousin was very doubtful of it. He kept me asking. He was the same age as me, and he asked me, "Why do you draw these things? Why do you know these numbers? Are you going to be an architect?" He was like very critic about it. And one day I was telling my father one idea that I had, how to make Pikachu work as a robot. And I know it sounds a kid conversation, but you will get it when how it makes sense, how this conversation, how this history makes sense on the matters of you looking at your own dreams and hiding it from other people, which leads to not having it, and versus you being able to expose it, to not hide it, and actually have it. Okay, so one day I told my father that I found a way to make Pikachu have electrical shocks, because that's what Pikachu does. He's an electric Pokemon, and I would put this wire over here, and then I would put the other wire here, and then I would put it on the energy. I would connect it to the energy, and I was very enthusiastic talking about it. How did I have that? How I had that idea? How I found out to make it work? And my father, very serious watching TV, he looked at me. Okay, but you please never do these experiments. Well, what he meant, he didn't want me to get electrocuted. He didn't want me to get a shock, an electrical shock, because as a kid, I was thinking that I could just connect things on the energy and make a robot that does electric shocks. What I heard, your ideas are stupid. You don't. I heard, I don't care what you're saying. I don't mind. This is not relevant. Just forget about it. Every time my cousin would say something, or my father would say something after that episode, they were like disencouraging me. And then I started hiding it and hiding my ideas from them, from other people. And I started living more in my mind. I started having the Walter Mittyism, you know? Have you watched the Great Life of Walter Mitty? In this movie, this guy have these imaginations of things happening in his life, and he's like whoa, what a great adventure I would have with this and that. And in actuality, he's just standing in his workplace, holding the coffee and daydreaming. And every time it's like that, and their colleagues make fun of him. They laugh at him. And then I became this water midi in my life, dreaming, and not putting it out so much. Um, it was not only this episode that make it, but many things in life and many repetitive and frequent invalidations of what I was having as a that sounded like a big great idea for me that for others weren't that much. So this conversation, this live is for you if you find yourself like that. I had once a client that actually had her a notebook like this with her dreams noted on it, and she kept it hidden on the drawer in her office, locked with a key, so no one could find it. How many of you have locked your dreams, your desires, the things you'd like to live away so no one else could find it? And now even you can't. What would it be like if you would put it out? How many so this conversation is for you if you feel like you cannot show yourself off, you cannot dream out loud, you cannot sound as crazy, insane, and different as you truly are, as you truly be, because your family, friends, or other people will react to that, will laugh at you, will be will make fun of you, or will invalidate and disencourage you. How many of you are pretending to be someone in front of others and thinking and dreaming of being someone else? How are you just giving away and showing to the world like a small percentage of what you actually would like your life to be like? Do you realize that is also one of the effects of not having it? Because if you're not willing to show it to the world, you cannot have it. Do you get it? Do you get that if you have what you dream of, that if you have the life you would like to have, if you have what you desire, other people will see it. And then you cannot hide it anymore. You cannot keep it locked in a drawer in your office anymore. So, what do you have to tell me about this? What if you would stop pretending to be who you are not and started being who you are and who you would like to be? And by that, I'm not saying you need to go to those people that are extremely judgmental of you and tell them what you would like your life to be like, just to receive their energetic punches, just to receive their judgments and bring you to a place of disbelief in you again. What if you can acknowledge that? What if you would acknowledge that the world has all different kinds of persons, of people, including the ones that will support you, that will not judge you, that will believe in you, that will tell you what you need to hear, not in an invalidation way. Uh, because let's face it, when my father told me to not do the experiment with Pikachu, um, he was correct. I was like a kid. I didn't know anything about, not I didn't know much about electricity, and if I would do that, probably I uh, it wouldn't uh, work out very well. What he didn't get is that I wasn't telling him that because I was thinking of doing it. My goal was to win the lottery and pay someone for that. But I was having the ideas of how it could work. Uh, what what happened there was the that because there are some people that will be indifferent and unaware of what you are actually into, they will throw that energy on you. They won't be interested in knowing what's really going on. Again, as a kid, that was a different perspective. But when you are grown up, there are things you have to listen, like don't do this electrical thing. Uh, but I encourage you to keep following your dreams. And what is a different way we can go towards that? You know. So let's get to the tools now. Okay. After we share this amazing history, um, so the first thing is like, why is this conversation relevant? Why having your dreams actualized in your life, your choices, making them real, making them a reality for you, why is this conversation relevant? How much of the everyday struggles you have are because you aren't you are not um, choosing what is true for you. You are just living with what you have decided you can have, but not with what you truly would like to have. How much of your mood is a part is an effect of you looking at life and thinking, okay, there's so much I would like to have, but I have already decided or bought from someone else that I can't, and now I'll just live like meh. How many of you are very serious every day and very self-judgmental, and how much of that is again an effect of not believing that you can have a phenomenal living, that you can actualize that which you would, your body would vibrate just by thinking of it. If you hadn't if you have not given up on your wildest dreams, how much enthusiasm would you have every morning when you wake up? How much joy would you have getting out of bed and saying, okay, today I'm gonna have it. Today I'm having that one. Tomorrow is that one. Um, if you perceive yourself like bored, lacking fun, and you see everything from the same perspective, like if you can't find a different perspective that would allow you to change this boredom and to actually have the fun you would like to have, these tools are for you. These tools are for you because those are tools to change that. I I would say that if you are willing to be truly happy, you must acknowledge that the source of unhappiness, so much of it is the belief that you can't have what you would like your life to be like. The second part is knowing what it is. The third part is using the tools that will bring it to your life and taking the action that is required. The other part is being willing to receive it, because so much of us have an idea that you don't deserve, and by having that idea only, it locks you into a place where even if the possibility is in front of you, you won't grab it, you won't receive it, you won't let it flow into your life. So this question is our first tool. What would I like my life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? And if you have taken an access bars class, an access bars class, that is one of the questions that is taught on that class. It is amazing. If you haven't taken yet an access bars class, it's a one-day class where you learn so many amazing tools. You learn to run the bars, you learn about the questions, you learn the clearing statement, and other tools that you can use for so much in your life. And is also the first class you can take in Access Consciousness that is a pre-requirement for other classes, other advanced classes you can take later. And it's so often, it's very common that people will say their life is before access bars class and after access bars class. There is this change that happens during this day, and you can find this must be taken in person, so you have to find someone near you. On the Access Consciousness website, accessconsciousness.com, you can find on the menu the access bars, and there is a place where you can go to find a facilitator, someone that will facilitate you to have that class. So what would you like your life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? What would you like your life to be like? And why? Why, Jefferson? Why are you asking this question so much? What's the matter with you? As you navigate through your life and you face people and situations like the ones I mentioned before, where you have to stop showing your desires, your dreams, showing what you'd like to have in your life, because people will judge it, will invalidate it, will say you're crazy or whatever. you slowly become you slowly begin to hide it even from yourself. Because, as I like to say, if you are not going to use it, why would you anyway be aware of it? And then the most I ask this question, or the most you ask this question yourself: what would I like my life to be like? What would I like my life to be like? What would I like my life to be like? And you don't think of an answer. You don't even have to think of an answer. I will explain that later. The most you ask this question, or you hear me ask, the it's like we are digging it from where you hide it and putting it out. If I ask it one time, it's one thing. You can have a glimpse of it. What would you like your life to be like? Now, if I ask it 10 times, at some point you have to throw it into my face. That's what I would like my life to be like. And uh, and it is also a question. And access questions are also an invitation, an ask we do to the universe to show us that which we are asking for. So if you keep asking this question and you don't think of an answer, that's very important. The universe will start showing you that which you are asking. It will show you towards situations, toward people, toward books, knowledge, information, all kinds of information. It will start bringing it to you and delivering it to you. And when you think of answers, most of the times you will be functioning from how can I say, from what is on the, let me find a word for that, on the surface, rather from looking at what is deep inside, on the trueness of your being. If I ask you what you would like your life to be like one time today, and I ask and you give me one answer, that is most probably very on the surface of it. Now, if you ask yourself that 10 times a day, every day for 10 days, the awareness it will bring to you, and the awareness you will have of what you like to your life to be like, is way great. It will be way greater and certainly different than the answer you would give me now. Patience is another element that will allow the universe to deliver you what you are asking for. Okay? And there is one more thing for the answer part. For why shouldn't I have an answer for this question? The one more thing is that your answer, any answer, will be based on what you already know and what you have already experienced, what you had already lived. Your mind is a machine, is a computer that records information, memories, and attach thoughts, feelings, and emotions to it. And then you have these things categorized as good, bad, beautiful, ugly, amazing, terrible. That's it. If you are not looking for an answer and you are allowing the universe to show you what you're asking for, then only it can bring you something new, something you have never heard of, something that might change everything for you, something that, have you ever had a life-changing experience? Ta-da, you got it. If you ask, what would I like my life to be like? And you don't think of answers, you don't be attached to what you already experienced, then the universe can deliver you a life-changing experience, a new one that will show you, wow, oh my God, I never thought I could have this in my life. This is way greater than everything I knew before. And I have experienced that myself. Last year, I was asking the universe where would be fun to live, what place would be nurturing to my body, what place would be amazing, joyful, adventurous. And I ended up living for 6 or 7 months on an island in Brazil that I wasn't aware it existed before. It was so beautiful. Oh my God. What a beautiful place. You're not getting it. It's paradise. It is freaking paradise. And while I was talking to the other people that live in there, we were like, hey, living here is like living in a movie, right? So amazing. At that same time, actually, probably a few months earlier, I was trying to move to another place in Brazil that is a beach. There is a beach, and it is a beautiful place, and that was the one I knew. When I realized that wasn't working out, I was just trying to force something to happen, and that wasn't working out. I let go of that answer that I had. That was an answer. Like, that place, that beach is beautiful, is great. There is where I would like to live. When I realized it wasn't working, I was trying, I couldn't find a place. Mess it up. And then I realized, whoa, I'm functioning from an answer. So I will start to ask the questions, and I won't try to control the result. So I gave up trying to go to that place, and I started asking these questions. Where would be fun to live? What place will be nurturing to my body? What place will be joyful? Where can I have the most adventure? Questions like that. Then a situation happened, and someone left their apartment on that island. I got some connections with friends, and they told me, hey, you know what? If you'd like to come to the island for a period of time, there is this apartment, and you don't have to sign a contract with the company or anything, because this girl who lives in this apartment, she's moving somewhere else, but she wants to keep the apartment, because if that partnership doesn't work, she has a place she can return to. And also, she had a contract for at least half a year longer, so you can use this if you are okay with that. And I said, okay, that's great, I'll do that, that's fun. Of course I had to pay the rent for her, but she still had the contract. And when things are meant to be, they just work. You don't have to do force. You don't have to force it to happen. And that is so great, that's so great. So what you'd like your life to be like? And that's the reason we don't look for answers. If there is something in your life you already have an answer. I would like this to be this way, that way, and it's not working. You're not notice that you are trying to force it to happen and it's not going ahead. You can start asking questions. What would it be like? What would really work here? What would make it easier? Is this what's going to create the greatest future? What else is possible I haven't considered yet? From what this different perspective can I see this choice that I'm making here that would create ease and space with it? Oh boy, there's so many questions you can ask. And that is the gift of question. What else can you receive from questions that answers are taken from you? And what question can you ask and be that you haven't considered yet? What else can you turn into a question in your life that you are already trying to force a result with an answer you decided is the right one? Just it isn't. How does it get any better than that? 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 What next? What next? Okay, so we started the conversation with dreams, and there is something I would like to invite you to look at your dreams, which is to check which one of your dreams, second two, are answers that are keeping you frustrated. It's like my 8-year-old version dreaming of having Pokemon robots that go inside a Pokeball and do electrical shock. Maybe today some company could do a robot or something like that. I wanted something very real. That was an answer. That was something fun to imagine, but it is not something I could actually have, Or do you think I can? Let me know. If you know a way to make that, right here in the comments. And then you have these dreams that are answers that are not actually either going to work, or in the end of the day they are not relevant for you. Like I said, I was trying to move to a beach that was very cool, but it wasn't working. An answer. When I turned this dream of living in the beach into a question, something way greater showed up. So take a look at your dreams and perceive which of them are making you feel lighter, which means they're not answers, they are awareness. Which of them you look at and you're like, oh, this energy brings joy to you, and which of them makes you feel contracted, brings you agony or anxiety or something else. Those one are probably answers, something you decided you have to do or someone else told you have to do, but it's not true for you, and it's probably never going to work and will only keep you frustrated for not having it, desiring to have it, while in actuality, in the end of the day, it wouldn't work anyway. And then you can turn them into questions like, what else is possible here? What could I have instead of this? What could I ask for instead of this? What could I dream of instead of this? This is not an invitation to give up your dreams. No way, no way. I'm just inviting you to look at them from a different perspective. Like, which ones are really a possibility that when you look at them, your entire body and being expands and feel lighter and more joyful, and which ones, when you look at them, you don't feel really great, even though you have this sense, I must have it, but something is not clicking. Okay? And then with these ones, you again ask more questions. And with the ones that are expansive and lighter, is now the time? Is this for the future? Is this for this year, next year, or maybe longer in the future? What can I do or be to actualize that? What can I do or be to have that? Who can I talk to that would facilitate it? Where can I go? What information can I have? What new information can I receive? What book could I read? What class, what course could I join that would make it contribute to make it a reality? What else is possible? What can I add to my life? What can I change in my life? What can I remove from my life that would contribute to turn this into a reality? Who can I add to my life and who can I let go of? Who can I let go of that will allow this to come to fruition? Who can I add to my life or who can I let go of that would allow this to come to fruition with total ease? What else is possible now? How does it get better? When we go into question like that and we don't think of answers, we don't try to stick to conclusion, that's when we are allowing the universe to show up, to come and show us the possibilities in so many different ways, so many freaking different ways. Things show up in ways you can't imagine of. It becomes to a point that it becomes stupid not to have it. It's like the apartment history. It's like the apartment history. No need to sign a contract. It was in a beach way better than the one I was considering, and it was actually an island, and I haven't I could have thought of it. It was in a different part of the country. It was so beautiful, so fun. There were people there that could support the arrival and the staying there. Wasn't alone. So magical, right? And magical in the sense of magic, not medicine. And no problem with medicine, as just explaining. And it it would be dumb or stupid not to have it. Like, it's there, it's ready, it's easy. Just go. You know, uh, are you willing to have that kind of ease and that level of ease? Uh, Ask more questions. Ask more questions. In what way can the universe surprise me today? In what ways can the universe surprise me today? What can I allow the universe to gift it to me that I'm not allowing? What else is possible? What else is possible, my friend? If you enjoyed watching this video, I would be grateful to see your comment, telling something you learned today, something you perceived or you received different here, something that changed your perspective of life or whatever. And as I saw someone saying one day, when we see memes on the internet, fun Instagram reels and posts, we send to other people. So if there's someone you think would enjoy watching this too, and you'd like to send this video to that person, go ahead. I will be very grateful. Don't feel pushed to do it though. If you don't want to, if you don't have anyone that you feel like they speak the same language as you, it's okay. I know how it is. I've been there. Sometimes I am still there. Like, oh, this is so amazing, but I can't really talk about it with anyone. So I'll go to the internet and talk to everybody. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And you will find me here in this Instagram channel. You'll find me on Telegram as well. And I hope you enjoyed it and you received something that can contribute to you to actualize your dreams and create a greater life here. Thank you. Bye bye.